All right, how's it going tonight? Woo! Hell yeah, TG motherfucking IF, right? Good to be here with y'all. My name's Jake Englander. I like to do stand-up, so let's get into it. So I was thinking about I like to read. What if there was a country singer named Mark Twain? he's got that southern drawl, maybe. He's got a new song called Huck Finn, but people won't listen to it. We all know what he'll say in the song. Yeah, speaking of Mark Twain, he basically said cool stuff comes from California 10 years ago before it gets copied everywhere else. But I think slang, doesn't come from California. It comes from, like African American people. Then it's stolen by the LGBTQ community, which I'm a part of, and then it goes mainstream Caucasian. Yeah. People, speaking of the LGBTQ, people act like on-screen representation just started happening, but I argue that it's been there for a minute. Just look at classics like C-3PO and R2-D2. They were always beeping about who was going to be the top and who was going to be the bottom. Then you got Bert and Ernie. If that wasn't a textbook gay couple, then I don't know anything. You got the candle and the teapot from Beauty and the Beast. Those two are definitely doing it. Don't even try to tell me otherwise. People say that all this stuff came out of nowhere, but if you read history, you'll see that it didn't. Emperor Hadrian of Rome, he had a lover. He didn't want to get married. Alexander the Great was bi. Caesar hooked up with Brutus. Nero actually castrated a slave boy, turning him into a girl, and then made him dress up as a woman. So that was technically the first trans person when you think about it. So, yeah. It's all been out there for a minute, is my point. Yeah. Also, there's the Sacred Band of Thebes. They were this all-gay mercenary squad, and they were really good at fighting, but it's really funny if you read about them. The scholars will complain that the mercenary band of Thebes would take too long to do their hair before the battles. They would spend too long making sure their outfits would match and shit. Other than that, though, they were great soldiers. They were a crack squad, you could say. Yeah. And then one of the governors of New York, definitely trans. They're polite about it because he's British, but you can definitely read between the rainbow lines. Yeah, I was thinking about, breast reduction surgery is out there. It's sort of a controversial topic. A lot of dudes are like, would I pay for that? Would I not? What about just paying for a chiropractor, or even better, an exoskeleton? What about a super suit? I don't know. You'd think all the men regulating women's bodies would have thought of something like that. Yeah. If you're gonna tell women what to do with their bodies, do cool stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know. Make it work for you if you're gonna be a dick about women's bodies. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm Jewish. That's not a joke. But I do like to joke about it. Two ladies or two Jewish women are eating a meal at a restaurant, and a waiter walks up to them and he goes, "Ladies, is anything all right?" Yeah. Those same two women complained after the meal that the food was terrible and the portions were too small. And the waiter asked, "Pick one, which is it? How is it both of those?" Yeah, so they got Black Friday. What's next? Jew Tuesday? Some of my family is more religious. They're Hasidim. I like to say Hasidim, but I don't believe them. Yeah, so a rabbi is asking a moil. A moil is basically somebody that does circumcisions professionally, right? So the rabbi's asking a moil, how much do you make in a year? And the moil goes, "I just keep the tips." I feel like you could summarize every Jewish holiday with the following sentence: "They tried to kill us, we lived, now let's eat." My best friend is Catholic, so we're going to open up a law firm called Guilt and Shame Incorporated. Yeah. We got any sex havers in the crowd tonight? Yeah! Hell yeah, that's what's up. Love to hear it. I've had sex before. I like to think I'm good at it. Yeah. So yeah. What about that book Holes by Carl Hiaasen? Is that about sex or something? That's dumb. So a blind man is walking by a fish market, and he goes, "Hello, ladies." Yeah. Oh yeah. An old man's having sex with a woman of the night, and they have sex 12 times, and she goes, "How have you had sex with me 12 times in a row? You must be in your 90s." And he goes, "We've had sex 12 times." I feel like men and women are different around sex. Like when women just need a reason to have, women need like a good reason to have sex, you know? Whereas men just need a place. For women, sex is a lot like buying a house. You know, they're like, how's this going to work out long term? Is it big enough? How does it compare to the other houses, right? For men, it's a little bit more like parking. You're like, that's a spot. That's also a spot. Spot over there. That one's handicapped. Maybe not. I have to pay for that one? All right, yeah, find another spot. Yeah, all right, that's all I got for tonight, folks. Thank you. Have a good one.